Good afternoon everyone, how are you all doing today? It's currently 4 p.m. when I'm starting this vlog, and I know it's quite a bit later in the day than I usually start. I usually like to start my vlogs quite early in the morning and then take you along with me for the day so we can spend the day together. But today I am starting rather late. I did do quite a lot of things today, so today has been a very productive day. The last time I vlogged was a while back actually. I think it was last week, either on a Wednesday or a Tuesday, I can't remember exactly, so it's been a while since. In the last vlog I promised that I'll do another vlog sharing with you everything that I picked up from the shops, but as you can imagine it's quite a while later and I have received a lot more deliveries since. Like I told you, I didn't really pick up much when I went to the shops that day. I've not long returned from a post office run and I just heated up some soup for my husband because he's feeling a tiny bit under the weather. I feel like everyone in our family at the moment has got the flu, and we have booked to go to a pumpkin patch this Saturday, and today is Thursday, so I want him to be okay for Saturday. So I've made him a chicken soup yesterday and I've just heated up again today to give him some of that. I feel like chicken soup when you're not feeling well is just the nicest food. It's such a comfort food. And yeah, we're going on Saturday with my family and my nieces, so that should be super lovely. It's going to be my first time going to a pumpkin patch. I've never ever been before, and yeah, it's really exciting. I've actually decided to do a massive clear out because I have two rooms. So we have a spare room and then we have my office, which I no longer use because I'm not working anymore, but we have those two rooms full of clothes. There's two massive wardrobes and they're full of just my clothes. I have so many clothes, and those two rooms are not the only place where I have clothes. I also have clothes in our bedroom. I have half of the wardrobe in our bedroom just for myself, and then I have two drawers as well in the bedroom. So I have so many clothes and shoes. I feel like I just need a declutter, and to be honest, I feel like most of them I've had for a really long time. A lot of them are clothes that I used to wear when I used to work in corporate and going into an office every single day, which I no longer have any use for. And not only do I not have any use for anymore, but also I no longer fit in them. Most of them are UK 4 to 6. I used to be super slim and now I'm no longer that size. So I've just decided I want to do a clear out, and I'm one of those people that finds it really hard to part with their clothes. Like I said, I probably have clothes in there. I definitely have clothes that are over 10 years old too, but most of the clothes in there are from 5-6 years ago. So I've just decided enough is enough. It's time for a clear out, and I thought it would actually be a really good idea to have a clear out as well, because it means that I can get out of the house to go to the post office and send the parcels. So then that takes me out of the house. It makes me go on walks, which I really want to do more of. I want to get out of the house because I'm at home 24/7. So yeah, I just thought it'd be the perfect opportunity. I have given some stuff to the charity shop, but I feel like I also want to sell some stuff on Vinted. I am selling them for really cheap though. But at this point, I just want to get rid of them. They've been there for years. I haven't worn them. I haven't touched them. It's time for a refresh. And also, any money I make can go towards any purchases that I'm currently making, because I wanted to have a little bit of a refresh in my wardrobe over the autumn winter season. So I have picked up a couple of new things over the last few weeks. So, you know, the money that I make from selling those little bits, which is definitely not a lot, it barely covers a couple of items, but you know, every little helps. So that's where we're at. I still have quite a lot of items to post on Vinted, as in upload them, but I don't know if I'm going to get around to doing that today. Either today or tomorrow I'll do that. Yeah, the last few days have kind of just been busy with that. I've done a couple of loads of laundry over the past few days, and I need to put those away. I have some drying that I need to put away, and also I need to unload the dishwasher, which is crazy that the dishwasher hasn't been unloaded by 4 p.m. because it's the first thing that I do usually when I wake up in the morning. But yeah, I have those two things to do on the list for today. I'm also such a list person. I love to create to-do lists because it just enables me to keep track of what I'm getting done throughout the day. And I feel like if I have a day where I don't create a to-do list, it just ends up being a not so productive day and I want to stay on track, especially when I'm not working at the moment. I'm kind of a stay-at-home wife, so I could just plan my day however I want, but I don't want to misuse my time. I want to make the most out of the days. So yeah, I'm a list person. So I've done, oh, also when I went to the town center, I picked up a couple of bits from Tesco, which is really nice because I haven't done a weekly grocery shop this week. So I was just topping up on a couple of things that we needed. We didn't actually need much. We only needed milk and some potatoes. A post office run, I've done that. Lunch for my husband, I've done that. I need to place an order on Superdrug actually. I don't know if you know about this, but I've recently found out that there's this new brand in the UK at Superdrug. I think it's exclusive to Superdrug, called MCO Beauty or MCO Beauty. It's an Australian brand, but basically they just dupe or create the same exact products inspired by the packaging, and also I believe the ingredients and the formulations of higher end makeup, particularly Charlotte Tilbury makeup. And I've seen that they do the Charlotte Tilbury powder, which I'm running quite low on. I still think it will last me a couple of months, but I really want to try the one that they have. I'll post on the screen a couple of images now so you can see what the products actually look like. They look identical and they copy so many products. I've also heard that they're pretty decent in terms of quality of the products. Not only are they cheap, I wouldn't say they're incredibly cheap, I would say they're more like drugstore pricing. So the powder retails for around £12, which I feel like it's not super affordable. I feel like if you were to buy a powder, face powder, compact powder from like Rimmel or I don't know, L'Oreal, they would probably be a little less than £12 as well. I also want to get the dupe of the lip liner in Cheeky Chat, which is meant to be a dupe of Pillow Talk, which is my all-time favorite lip liner and lipstick. So I'm also going to get the lipstick, which is again meant to be a dupe. Pillow Talk is my favorite all-time lipstick and I've gone for numerous of those. And I've also gone for numerous dupes trying to find similar alternatives, but I just feel like nothing compares to Pillow Talk. I've tried the Revolution one, I've tried the one from Milani, I've tried loads of lip liners as well, but I just have never found anything that is identical, and these products really caught my eye, so I want to try them out. So I need to place an order for that. I feel like I'm forever rambling. Also, I'm not really wearing much makeup. Well, I'm wearing my base, but I'm not wearing any eyebrow products or any mascara today because I wasn't actually planning to film and I just wanted to pop down to the shop, so I wouldn't really necessarily put makeup on just for that. But yeah, I kind of did my makeup and then didn't really finish it. If I look different, that's because I've gone upstairs to pick up the stuff that I wanted to show you that I picked up from the shops last time. And I also took advantage to take my hair out. I feel like it looks a tiny bit better than being pulled back. I don't know about everyone else, but when I'm at home I always love to put my hair back, so that's why my hair was back when I first started filming. But I feel like I always rumble quite a bit, so let me just share with you what I picked up from the shops when I went and some deliveries that have arrived since, because looking at everything now, there's quite a lot of things. I'm definitely a bit of a shopaholic. The first thing that I picked up is this super cute mug. So I picked up this from Asda. George, I wanted to say George, but it's Asda. I picked it up from the store and I feel like it's super cute. I can't remember how much this was. It doesn't even have like a label at the bottom, but it was $3.50 maybe. Super cute. I actually don't have any autumn mugs and this was my first autumn mug purchase that I made, and I do really like it, but it's already October 9th, I think it is today, so I'm thinking, is there any point buying an autumn mug? I might as well just keep straight to buying a winter mug. So I'm not sure if this was a bit of a pointless purchase, but I still think it's super cute. So that's the first thing that I picked up from the shops. And then the next thing, you're probably not going to be able to see it at all. I need to shimmy back a little bit because it's humongous, but I will try it on and show it to you. It's the, guess what, viral George at Asda leopard print coat, which I talked about in the previous video. I was telling you that there was a restock being done on this coat, and I've had a couple of nights where I just couldn't sleep. And one night I was up at, well, I was up between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. in the morning, and I checked the website just randomly and it was in stock and I picked it up. This is not the kind of coat that is my style, but I've seen everyone and their mothers rave about this. So naturally, as I'm a very easily influenced person, I wanted to buy it and give it a go. And also, worst case scenario, I can just send it back if I don't like it, or I can just sell it on. I know people are selling it for crazy money on Vinted, but I'm not going to do that. I'm too much of a decent person to do that, I guess. So I picked it up in the extra small, and I know so many people have had issues with the restock because it sells out incredibly quickly. But I've noticed that they do restock in the middle of the night. So if you are, for whatever reason, up in the middle of the night between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., I think there are chances that you're going to grab a size that you're interested in. Let me put it on. Okay, so I've had to move the camera in a completely different place, so I do hope you can see me properly. Let's try on the jacket. So I picked it up in a size extra small, and I know this is meant to be oversized, but I feel like on me it's just way too oversized in a non-nice way, if that makes sense. Let me know what you think as well, but I don't think I'll keep it for that reason alone, but I do think it's definitely worth the money. But if this is a style of jacket that you're interested in, I think it's definitely worth picking up because it's so affordable and also it's incredibly cozy. I'm standing as far back as I possibly can, and I still feel like it doesn't really give a true picture of what it looks like on me, but you can still probably tell that it's quite oversized. I feel like it's more obvious how oversized it is if you see me full body, but I can't stand any further back. This is the size extra small, and they do run very large as well. So if you're interested in it, definitely go down at least a size, even if you want it to be quite oversized. It's got these toggles here, so you could make it a tiny bit smaller, and it's got like this really nice color as well. But I just feel like, you see, it just looks a bit too much for me, so I don't think I'll be keeping it. I think I'll just return it to George, and then they'll put it back online and someone else can buy it. But it's incredibly cozy. Honestly, it's super cozy. I'll come in close. So this is a dupe of the Ganni coat that retails for around £600. I quite like the length of it actually, but also, can you see, I actually created a TikTok and asked people to let me know what they think, whether they think it's oversized or not, and everyone was saying it's perfect, keep it. But I just feel like it's not. It just looks a bit ridiculous, you know, even though it's meant to be oversized. It's like I'm wearing someone else's jacket, and it's very loose as well. So yeah, this is the first thing that I picked up, and let me take it off, but honestly it feels super cozy. If you're looking for a coat that gives you that feeling as if you're wearing a duvet, that is the perfect coat. And I know I could size down and buy it from the kids section, but I think the kids section style is not identical to this one. I think the neck is slightly different, and honestly I just can't be bothered to go through the whole process of ordering another size in the kids, trying that one on, seeing if it fits, having to return it if I don't like it. It's just too much hassle. So I think I'm going to give up on the idea of having a coat like that. I didn't even want it in the first place. I was only just influenced because everyone else got it. Next, moving on, I placed an order on Tkmaxx. In the last video that I did, I was telling you that they had some really cute pyjamas at Tkmaxx, and I shared with you a picture of the ones that I wanted, which were just so incredibly cute. They're Christmas pyjamas and they had a dog print on them, and I just thought they were perfection. But I didn't buy them when they were in stock. I left it for a few days, and then of course they sold out because they're so incredibly beautiful. My size sold out, and then gradually all the other sizes. I think at the time that I'm filming this, they only have UK 24 and UK 26 in stock. I was incredibly gutted. I have literally been stocking the Tkmaxx website every single day at least 20 times, refreshing to see if they come back in stock, and they haven't restocked. So I picked up another pair instead. I picked up the next second best pair, I guess, which is this one with teddy bears. I'm not the biggest fan of this print, but what I do adore on these ones is the material, and I'm sure the ones I wanted would have had the same material. These are so incredibly soft. They're not like the fleecy kind of material that I love on my Sainsbury's pajamas. These are very thin material, but it's honestly so incredibly soft. Of course, I had to pull a thread in them. It got caught in my nail. Great. Yeah, I just love how incredibly soft these feel, and I picked them up in a size 8, which is technically an extra small, but I feel like the 8 is a really good size. And they come with the matching bottoms. Also, these come in matching, so they do the men's version, they do the kids version, they do the baby version, even dogs. So if you want, it's got a label somewhere that says matching family. So if you want to match with your family, it says here matching family. If you want to match with your family, you can get these for everyone in your household. And I'm just so in love with how soft they feel, and I feel like the quality is probably going to be a lot better on these ones from Chelsea Piers than the quality of the pajamas that you get, especially the boyfriend style that you get at Primark. I've never had a pair from Chelsea Piers. Actually, I do. I'm telling a lie. My wedding day pajamas were from Chelsea Piers, but they were the satin material, so they were very different to these. But yeah, I'm really happy with these. I've decided to not take the labels off just yet, just in case I can get my hands on the other ones, which I want so much more. But if not, then I'll just keep these because I'm in love with the material. And also, I feel like they're going to be really good quality, and they were half price. So instead of $45.99, I think was the original price. Well, it says 45 here on the tag. I paid $22.99. So yes, I'm really pleased with these. They also have so many more other prints on Tkmaxx of these pajamas from Chelsea Piers. So suggest if you're interested, you could check the Tkmaxx website to see what other prints they do. And also Chelsea Piers have launched their Christmas collection for 2025, which is just so incredibly beautiful. They have so many different ones this year that I absolutely love. I actually did a post on Instagram a couple of days ago when they first released that collection to share what my favorites were, and I'll leave some on the screen now. But they've got this gorgeous print which is like white and red stripes with Christmas trees. Then they've also got this one which is white and red stripes, and then it's got bows. In terms of the closure, they've got a really cool pair which is the dog, the same dog that I want, but the print is slightly different. It's a bit of a lighter color, so it's white with red stripes. The one that I wanted was different. They've got a really cool navy pair with leopards or cheetahs. I think that's gorgeous. Then they've got some satin stripe ones. They've got some with Santa. Honestly, they're just so nice. I'll leave a couple of images so you can see what kind of designs they have this year. And one of the great things is that they do matching family. So if you like a certain print, you can buy for everyone in the family. If you want to be matching, of course, that is. So yeah, that's the first thing that I picked up from Tkmaxx. The second thing that I picked up, let me just grab it. The second thing that I picked up is this really interesting bowl. The brand is Alex and Zoe. I still really love it. I love this. I've already used it. I've cleaned it, washed it, taken the labels off, but I just feel like it was a bit of a pointless and silly purchase because of the size. So I used it for my lunch, and when I put my lunch in here, the lunch that I had was some fish, some rice and some vegetables. It was just giving like a kid's dinner. So I feel like it's a tiny bit too small for a lunch, it's a tiny bit too small for a dinner, and it's too small for soup. So what else am I going to use it for? It's also too small for like a salmon bowl, which is what I do quite frequently, or pasta. It's, I think, if I'm not wrong, it's probably 18 centimeters. So I didn't actually think this one through too much. I had two in my basket and then it sold out and I was only able to grab one. So now I'm quite happy that I only managed to get one because I still love it. I just don't think I'm gonna get enough use out of it like I initially thought. I just wish it was a tiny bit bigger. The next thing that I picked up from Tkmaxx was pretty much the reason for the entire order, and it's this absolutely gorgeous Christmas bedding from Chelsea Piers. I wanted this last year and it sold out. I wanted this one and another one. And last year I noticed that some people got their hands on it from Tkmaxx for $34.99, which is insanely discounted because it says on it that it was originally £90. And yeah, I was gutted last year when I couldn't get my hands on it, and then they added it to the website again this year. So I was over the moon, especially because they had our size. It's in the king size, that's what our bed is, and it was only $34.99 discounted from £90, which honestly I think is so great. So if you're interested in Chelsea Piers Christmas bedding, they also have kind of regular year-round bedding. Do check Tkmaxx out because they do have quite a lot. Also, I feel like Chelsea Piers is quite a decent brand, so I've never had bedding from them, but hopefully this should be quality. So yeah, I was incredibly excited. However, when it arrived, I am so heartbroken because not only is the packaging kind of broken, which I can kind of get over it. It says it's 100% cotton as well, which is really good. But I turned it around and I don't know if you can see, but it's been cut into, and the cut goes in quite a few layers. So this is just kind of a bag. So if it was just a bag that was affected, I wouldn't have minded, you know, whatever, I can just get rid of the bag that it comes in. But it's actually cut through. I don't know if it's picking up because it's a bit, oh yeah, now it's picking up. And I'm just so incredibly upset and heartbroken over it. I will need to buy another, but it's just such a huge inconvenience to then have to buy another one, either wait for it to arrive or pay for delivery or click and collect it. And yeah, it's just so long. So yeah, I'm really upset about this one, so I'll just have to buy another one. I honestly have no idea how that happened and how they managed to cut it in that way. I'm just thinking maybe when they were cutting into the cardboard box that happened. But yeah, really gutted about this one, but at the time of filming they still have it in stock, so I'll link it down below if you're interested. I just think the print is so gorgeous. This is what it's meant to look like. Then the last things that I picked up from Tkmaxx, I actually had to go and pick up from the drying rack because I washed them yesterday and they're still drying. I think they're almost dry now. The first thing I picked up is this hand towel. We need more hand towels like this for the bathrooms because I feel like we don't have enough. This one is from Alfred Sung. This is what it looks like, and I really liked the print of it, and I feel like Tkmaxx towels are really affordable. This one was only $4.99, so yeah, really happy with this. I do need to pick a couple more up. And then these are really creased, so excuse them. Also, I think these kind of loosened in the wash and they're a different size to what they were when I put them in. But I don't really have anything to compare them to, so I don't know, maybe I'm just imagining it. These are from Broomstick Boulevard, and they're some tea towels for Halloween or the fall season. You can see this one's super creased. It's just a white one, white plain one with this lovely print on it. I thought it was really cute, and we don't have any kind of Halloween tea towels. And then the second one, strangely enough, so it came in a pack of 2, and I think they were $5.99 for the pack of 2. This one is completely plain. It's just kind of black and grey, which I don't mind too much. I feel like this one is seasonal, so you can't use it year round, but this one, because it's plain, I can just use it year round, so I'm really happy with that. Not ideal, but I'm really happy that I can get more use out of it than I initially anticipated. These are actually the last 3 things that I picked up. So at the weekend, New Look was doing 25% off, and I fell in love with this cardigan. There was something about the color of it. I feel like I'm going for a moment where I'm obsessed with pink jumpers and cardigans, and I actually don't have anything in my wardrobe that's pink colored in terms of like cardigans or tops, especially in this shade of pink. So yeah, I'm obsessed with this. So when I saw this one in particular, I just fell in love with it. So I saw they were doing 25% off, so I just had to place an order. I picked it up in a UK 8 from the petite section. It was $28.99. What else did I pick up? Again, I felt, and the material is super soft on that one. Then I really loved the color of this one. It's such an interesting color. It's kind of a deep purple, and the material is really soft. I actually felt the material of this one in the stores when I went at some point a couple of weeks ago, and it was $19.99, but it also had 25% off on top, and I picked it up in a UK 8. I'm not 100% sure on this one if I'm going to keep it, just because it's a tiny bit baggy, and I have been picking up so many kind of cardigans over the last few weeks, so I need to be really mindful about what I'm keeping, because I can't just be keeping everything. And then another cardigan that really caught my eye is this one, and what I loved on this one was the print. I think the print is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what the name of this is, Argyle, but yeah, I just fell in love with the print and the colors. I felt like it was perfect for the autumn winter season, and I picked it up in a UK 8, and it was $34.99 originally. I will say this one has incredibly long sleeves, and I do really love it, but I'm not sure if I want to keep it, just because the sleeves are so long. These have literally just arrived today, so I need to take them and do loads of different outfits. I know I mentioned in my previous video, but I want to be able to create at least minimum 10 outfits with each item individually, because it means that I've got more chances that I'll actually wear it. And now I'm trying to increase that number. I'm trying to go not 10 but maybe 20. I feel like 20 is more worth keeping an item. And I've seen this girl online as well that mentioned that whenever she thinks about keeping an item or not, she thinks about whether she'll wear it at least 33 times. So I feel like that's a really good approach as well. So that's everything that I picked up. I know it's a lot of things and I'm definitely a shopaholic, but in the last few weeks I've kind of been thinking about the need to decrease my consumption a little bit in some ways. So I feel like really good about doing a declutter, especially putting stuff on Vinted, because it makes you realize that, you know, you pay a lot of money for things and then you sell them for absolutely nothing. So that kind of puts things into perspective in terms of like buying new things and buying excessively. I've also started purchasing from Vinted. I literally created an account a week ago and I've already made a purchase. I've wanted this really cute pink cardigan from Zara, so that needs to arrive. And to be fair, I've only purchased from Vinted 4 times in my whole entire life, and every time I purchased a white dress from Zara and it was ripped, and I didn't actually see the rip until I confirmed the order because I didn't know how Vinted works. And I looked at the dress, I was like, oh, that looks cute, it's got no stains on it, great, let me confirm that I've received the item. And then after, when I tried it on, it actually had a rip in it, a massive rip, so that was great. Then I bought another dress that was from, it's like one of those not P. Louise, but what is it, like those really nice party dresses. It's not House of CB, I can't think of the name, but you know, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's like super sexy dresses. So I bought one of those, and then the zipper wasn't working, yeah, so I couldn't try the dress on at all, which was really disappointing. And then I think those were 2 experiences that I had in recent years where I've just bought something and the experience has not been great, so I've sworn off buying off Vinted. It wasn't until a week ago when I got into it and I was like, oh my gosh, let me try to be a bit more sustainable, you know? So yeah, I purchased that cardigan that I wanted. So it hasn't arrived yet, so hopefully when it arrives, it's in a good condition the way it looked on the listing. So fingers crossed for that. But yeah, I've been thinking about, you know, trying to be a bit more sustainable. And I feel like the reason why I'm purchasing so much at the moment, I was actually speaking to my husband about this. We both have this thing where you don't buy much for a couple of months, maybe 2-3 months, and then you just go absolutely crazy. You have a period of just buying so many things at once, and I feel like I didn't really buy too much over the summer period. I kind of waited because I knew that I would need to refresh my autumn winter wardrobe, so I kind of didn't buy much for summer. So now in the autumn new season I just went a bit crazy, but like I've mentioned so many times, I'm definitely not going to keep everything that I've shown. I need to be very selective in terms of what I'm keeping, just because it's an excessive amount of things. And also I do not leave the house in terms of actually going and doing stuff. I only leave the house very briefly during the week just to go to the town center and back, and I don't need to be wearing a very nice outfit on. And at the weekends when I go out, I feel like, because we have so many kids in the family, a lot of the outfits need to be a bit more practical, so I'm limited in what I can wear. I can't wear like really nice outfits like I used to before, if we're just going to the park or if we're just going over to someone's house and we're not actually doing anything to get out. Or, you know, the other weekend we did a forest walk. I'm not going to wear super nice outfits to do a forest walk, you know, it's just a bit silly. So yeah, my lifestyle doesn't really accommodate for having to use loads of clothes. I'm mostly at home. It's not like I go into an office every day. I remember when I used to work in an office, I used to have the nicest outfits, but that's just not my life anymore. And I feel like for a good period of time, I felt like I was still buying for that lifestyle, but that wasn't really my lifestyle. I feel like if someone goes into an office or actually goes out to work every single day, then yeah, buying as many clothes as I do by myself is probably justified, but not for me. And also I fell into that trap of, oh, I'm trying to be a content creator. I've just had a delivery. Poor guy was outside for the longest time. I think he was trying to find a house, and we've literally just had 2 cold callers a couple of minutes ago, so I wasn't planning to open the door because I thought it was them returning. And my husband looked through the camera and he was like, oh no, it's someone delivering a parcel. So then I opened the door, luckily. So yeah, I got a parcel from Look Fantastic, which is a bit beat up, but maybe I'll open it with you in a second after I just finish what I was saying. Oh, he's just going. Yeah, I fell into this trap or mindset of thinking I want to be a content creator and I want to do fashion. So therefore I need to buy a lot of things that are current and relevant that I can link for you guys so that you can actually find the items that I'm showing, instead of showing you an old item that, you know, you can no longer find. I felt like that wouldn't really be useful. So I fell into that mindset of like wanting to be a content creator doing fashion, and I felt like I needed to constantly buy new things to show you. And I feel like if you are a content creator doing fashion, that's kind of what you have to do. You know, you get gifted a lot, especially the bigger content creators, but I'm not a content creator, am I? I'm just your average consumer, and I need to let go of that mindset. And also, I'm kind of not pursuing fashion anymore. I just feel like it's not, like, you know, I've tried it for such a long period of time. It hasn't worked out. I've tried it for a long time, and I just have to, you know, understand that it just hasn't worked out for me, and to come back to being just a realistic average consumer. Should we do a little unboxing for this Look Fantastic order that just arrived? We can do it live. I feel like I probably need... Actually, there's no saving this parcel because it's already completely destroyed, so I might as well destroy it. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a new delivery company called Relay on Vinted. I never knew that the buyer pays for the postage, and a couple of the things I've sold, the buyer selected Relay, and I'm like, that's interesting. I've never heard of that before. And this has been sent with Relay, and also is really interesting because I got upgraded. So I purchased this yesterday, and then in the evening I got an email saying, oh, congratulations, or good news, your order's been upgraded. I felt like a royalty, and I got it next day. So yeah. Oh, I'm like, I didn't order this. I did. Okay, so we have... Ooh, can't wait to share with you. Okay, so we have... Basically, I needed a new heat protectant, and I've had this in the past and I knew it was really good. And then I did some research to see what's new, if anything's come up on the market that might be better than the products that I've tried in the past. Currently, I've been using the Color Wow for maybe 2 years, and it's just now running out. Yeah, apparently this one is still one of the best heat protectors. This is the Redken One United. It's gone up in price so much since I last purchased it. This was, I think I used to buy it for like £15, and now it's £24, which is just insane. And then they also did a bundle, so it was the same price if you were getting the bundle or if you were getting the single product. So I was like, of course I want to get the bundle. And the bundle included this Redken acidic bonding concentrate. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so when I saw there was this too, I was like, oh, I've wanted to try this for such a long time. Oh, it says it's a sample. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's quite a decent size for a sample. It's 75 ml. So yeah, I'm really curious to try this one. This one's the shampoo, and then it also comes with the acidic bonding concentrate conditioner from the same line. So yeah, I'm really excited to try those. Although I do have issues with my scalp, and I have had for 5 years. I think ever since I had COVID, that's what triggered it. Yeah, I have issues with my scalp. I've got seborrheic dermatitis, and I can only use medicated shampoo, which is Nizoral, but I've been using that for 5 years. Anyway, that's another story. So yeah, I don't really use regular shampoo because I know it will make my scalp hell. It will be super painful and itchy. And then the next thing that I picked up is this Beauty of Jason Relief Sun, the Aqua Fresh one, which is new. I've tried the original one when it was popular, but I've never tried this one. I've heard so many good things about it. I know the original one was pretty decent. I don't know if this one is going to replace my all-time favorite, which is the Skin 1004 sunscreen, the blue one in the blue packaging. I've gone through 3 or 4 of those. It's just the best sunscreen ever. So I don't know if it will replace that in terms of how good it is, but I was really excited to give this one a go as well. And if I don't like it, I can just repurchase the other one that I know I do love. But yeah, that one's running low, so I needed a new one. I needed a replacement. That is everything that I picked up from the shops. I've picked up a lot of things actually. I've gone, over the last few weeks, I've gone a bit crazy, so I need to calm down a little bit, especially with Christmas coming up, loads of presents, Black Friday, loads of things to get. And also, not to mention, I'm unemployed, so on top of everything. But yeah, what next? What's the time? Okay, so, oh, they text you now when it says the parcel is on the way. Oh my gosh, it looks like it's almost like a, you know, like when you order food and they text you to say the food is on the way. That's what the relay process kind of looks like, which is pretty cool. So it's just 5 o'clock now, so I've been talking for about an hour. I need to put this stuff back. I need to take the laundry up and fold the clothes, and I need to unload the dishwasher, so let's do that. I did not actually end up tidying the living room because I realized that I am starving and I need to make myself some food. Although it's 5 o'clock and we're gonna have dinner soon, but we're gonna have pizza for dinner, which is not very filling, especially for 2 people. So I'm going to make a salt beef bagel using this finely sliced roast beef brisket from Tesco. And I don't have any mustard. This would have been so nice with some mustard. And it expires tomorrow anyway, so I don't want to use it on the day that it expires, just in case it goes off early. So yeah, I want to use that now. So I'm just gonna make it without the mustard. And also, I don't have any bagel. Well, I do have a bagel, but I think it's expired, so I don't want to use that one. So I'm just going to make a sandwich, a roast beef sandwich with some gherkins. Let me chop up the gherkins actually. I'm just toasting my bread in the background. I think it's done now. And I'm going to share this with my husband as well. I've been really bad with eating lately. I feel like I'm skipping a lot of meals. Today I feel like I haven't had any lunch because I had breakfast super late. I woke up so late today, but it is what it is. One thing I wanted to chat to you about while I'm doing this is the fact that I was having a bit of a moment of self-reflection yesterday. And I don't know why, well, I kind of know why, but I just feel like I can't really be my true authentic self on camera. Like I find it really difficult to open up and be who I truly am on the internet because I feel like, you know, no one's watching because I get like 30 views on my videos. But I feel like the idea that the whole world might see is very like, it feels very vulnerable. I do have the fear of being seen by others, and I feel like I'm just gonna be looking down because I'm chopping up my gherkins. Yeah, I find it really hard to be my true authentic self, you know, just out of fear of not being accepted. And it's like almost like I try to portray a persona of the person that I'm now on the internet. I want to make sure that the house looks good when I film, and that's just not the reality. My house is always quite messy because I'm quite a messy person. Like there's always something that needs doing around the house. And yeah, just try to make sure that the house looks good, that I look good. And I've also like always struggled with not feeling like I'm good enough a lot of times. And I feel like I'm much better at it now, overcoming that, because so many times when I film, I'll look back on the footage and think your face looks really fat there, or your hair looks really greasy, or your hair looks really frizzy, or your arms look really big, or you know, like I think all these things, and I just think now I'm much better at just putting the content out there. Because what I want to do is, I just never felt like I could be that kind of person that could be a content creator or like a blogger, because I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not good looking enough, or like I'm not how I see other girls being. Like my hair isn't perfect, my face isn't perfect, you know, like things like that. But now I just kind of leave those bits in instead of cutting them out, because if someone is watching that feels like, oh, I'm not good enough to be a content creator, I want them to look at me and see my flaws and see my imperfections and think, no, actually this girl has that and she still does it, so I can do it as well. Like, oh look, you know, like I feel really bad about having greasy hair, but this girl has greasy hair too and she doesn't mind coming up on camera that way. I just want to help others that, you know, like feel they come for whatever reason, you know, do videos because of their flaws, that they can. And obviously for me it's a work in progress as well, because like I feel really uncomfortable coming on camera and not being perfect, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist as well. But I'm learning to be a bit more like vulnerable and not trying to be perfect, you know, because I'm not. When I'm at home, I'm usually really sloppy. I'm not dressed the nicest, don't really have makeup on, and I feel like I can't really come on camera looking like that because I'm not presentable enough, I'm not camera ready. But I want to be like a bit more open. Like today, what am I doing without mascara, you know? Like I feel like I look so bad without mascara. How dare I come on camera without mascara? But I did it anyway, you know. And I'm gonna look back at this footage thinking I look so bloody weird and ugly without the mascara. But it is what it is, you know. Always rambling, aren't I? Let me go get my bread so I can put together the sandwich. Or one other thing that I'm quite insecure about is, obviously I've gained a bit of weight. Not loads, because I used to be super skinny in the past, like a UK 4. That's too small. But it was natural, and you know, I wasn't doing anything to look that way. But I feel like my face looks really chubby, and my face has always been like a bit on the chubbier side. But I feel like sometimes on camera it looks way chubbier than I look in real life. I even met up with a friend recently, like a childhood friend that I haven't seen in ages, and she goes, oh, I saw your videos and you looked quite fat, but you don't look that fat in real life. And I was like, yeah, I don't know why, for some reason I just look like quite chubby on camera. Like, don't get me wrong, I am compared to how I used to be before, but yeah, I don't know, I look chubby on camera. What can I do? Stop making videos? No, because it makes me happy. Anyway, I feel like I'm going off on a tangent, but yeah, I basically wanted to take this opportunity to just say that I'm having a bit of a hard time like truly being myself, because I feel like if the world saw who I truly am, I won't be accepted. Like, you know, we all want to fit into society. The pretty stuff sells, you know, like all the influencers with the perfect lives. That's the kind of aesthetic that sells. But lately I keep finding myself wanting to consume real content and to see real average people, and that's the kind of content that I'm enjoying at the moment. So yeah, oh my gosh, I have added way too many gherkins on this, but I'm obsessed with gherkins. Let me show you, let me wash my hands and show you. This is my sandwich, and it looks, not only is it ginormous, but it's also full of pickles. I do love pickles, but I think I may have gone a tiny bit overboard. This is probably a pickle sandwich with a tiny bit of roast beef on the side, to be completely honest. Oh, I just feel like it would be so much nicer with a bit of mustard, but I don't really have anything else to replace it with. So this will do. And now just in the process of emptying the dishwasher and putting everything away. Now it's time to do the laundry, well, put it away, but I've noticed that not everything has fully dried, so I'm going to leave some of them on. Also, these ones, I did not wash them correctly. I think it said wash inside out, and I didn't do that, and the material's gone so bad, which is such a shame because I really love this set. It's like a knitted cord. So yeah, I'm just going to do this now. It's a little while later since I last caught up with you. It's around 7 p.m. now, and I did the laundry. I basically folded it and then put some of the clothes away, but also I realized that some of the clothes that I picked up from the drying rack wasn't actually fully ready, so I popped those back on the drying rack to finish drying. So yeah, I did the laundry, folded, put it away, also did a tiny bit of ironing, and now it's time for dinner. Tonight we're gonna have a pizza night and picky bits. However, because we had a sandwich around 5 o'clock, I'm not sure if I'm going to be making picky bits. Picky bits is basically just random stuff from the freezer, like air fryer hash brown bites, or I don't know, nuggets, or we've got this Japanese chicken that we picked up from Costco, which I make if I don't want to cook something else, like really easy stuff. But we're just going to have some of the crostine Molica margherita pizza, and I realized I can't show you the packaging because I don't have the packaging, I threw it away. This is the one from Costco that came in a 2-pack, and because it takes up so much space in the freezer, I just threw the packaging away. So yeah, this is super easy to make. It only takes about 10 minutes in the oven, which honestly, when you don't want to cook, it's just the perfect meal. I've mentioned this before, it's honestly the best supermarket pizza that I've ever had. It tastes so good, and it's sourdough, and it's got really good ingredients as well. I remember from when I used to work in corporate, so I only worked Monday to Thursday, but every Thursday night it was pizza night because it was the last day of the work week for me, and I remember just being so exhausted that I had no energy to cook, and it would always be one of these pizzas. So it's almost like tradition. I'm keeping the tradition of having a pizza night Thursday. So yeah, I'm gonna pop this in the oven and then cook it. I have made the living room all nice and cozy so that we can have our pizza, and then I want to edit this video for the rest of the evening. So let me show you. Also, before I show you the living room, I wanted to say, if you're looking for a new comfort content creator to watch on YouTube, then I would highly recommend Lauren Grace's channel if you don't follow her already. She's just got some really wholesome vlogs, and I really enjoy watching her vlogs. She literally just posted one this evening, so I was watching it while I was doing the ironing and while I was folding the laundry, and it's just so nice to leave something in the background. Yeah, I absolutely love her vlogs. I'll leave her channel on the screen so you can check her out if you haven't already. And yeah, she posted one this evening, so I was watching that. So now let me show you the living room. To be honest, you can't really see much, but I have lit this gorgeous pumpkin candle from B&M. It's the second time that I'm lighting it. Like I told you previously, I don't really light candles too often, but I just wanted to have a really cozy evening this evening. So I lit the candle. The first thing that we always do in the evenings is turn that lamp on and not use the main light. I just find it way too harsh, and that provides a much cozier environment. And then I have put something really nice and cozy on the TV. I did put it on mute just for the purposes of filming this because I think it's copyright if I leave it on. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a really beautiful jazz music in the background. So yeah, this is our little setup for a very cozy autumn evening. I think I'm going to end this vlog here because we're just going to have dinner and then I'm going to be on the sofa for the rest of the evening, just editing this vlog away. Thank you so much for spending time with me and watching this vlog. I really hope you have enjoyed it. I'm going to pick up the camera again tomorrow, so I will see you in one of my future videos. Until next time, take care and bye for now.